Good morning, everybody. This is going to be an orientation video for Mrs. Cox's Spring 23 Math 100 Second Mini Term course. So all of you are in my mini term course, and so I'm going to show you some things that you will need as far as information, how to find some things on Blackboard, and how to kind of navigate the course. So first of all, you see I've gone into Blackboard, and this is our course. I'm going to make it available to you probably this afternoon. I'm recording this Sunday morning so that you can get some access tonight if you want to go through and start some of the tasks that you're going to do. So you can see this is the announcements page. You're going to get this announcement in the mail, in your email a little bit later today, but you can see I've got 3 things that I need you to complete the first 3 days of our course, because this is a mini term course. We go really quick. Sometimes you can do the Blackboard student orientation. I don't require that. If you're new to online classes, it's a good idea to go through that so you can see how to upload documents, things like that. Watching my orientation video, which is what you're doing at this moment, so that is something that you need to do. But I also need you to attend one of my live orientation sessions. I'm going to go through some things that'll give you the opportunity to ask questions. I'm offering 2. I'm going to be online tomorrow night, Monday night at 7 o'clock, and Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Those are online. You just need to attend one of them, but you need to attend them in order to record your attendance for this first week. And if you're on financial aid and I don't record your attendance, then that could impact your financial aid. Now, some of you took 098 with me this first mini term, so you will hear the same information you heard from me at the beginning of that class. So you don't have to attend unless you want to hop on and ask questions. I will show you how to get to that session in just a minute. Something else you need to do is read the syllabus. It's always important. I'm going to show you where it is. You're going to need to log into Alex. Here is the document that shows you how, but I will also show you how in this video. You need to take the initial knowledge check in Alex. That is what the second thing that is required for your attendance, because that is the most important thing. Taking that knowledge check sets your homework and then can get you started in Alex. You cannot start working on homework until you start that knowledge check. So it's very important to get that knowledge check completed in the first 3 days. If you don't have an Alex code, if you look down here at number 8, I have a code that you can use for 14 days. Then you will have to be sure and purchase your 18-week code. Those of you that are in my 98 class this first term, you do not have to buy a code. As long as you got the 18-week code at the beginning of the semester, then you're good to go. If you have taken 98 before and you are coming to 100, let's say you weren't with me the first 8 weeks. You took it maybe last semester. Your code may still be good. If you will email me, I can always check your code and see if it's still good, and then you won't have to buy anything. So if you were in 98 with me the first 8 weeks, you don't have to purchase anything. Joining Remind. That is the third thing that I have required for attendance, and that's a texting app so that I can text you back and forth. You can ask me questions. That's the main use for the Remind. I don't send text just inadvertently. The reason I'm sending a text is to remind you about a due date or something like that, but it's also a way for you to ask questions, because you can take a picture of your screen if you're having trouble with a particular problem, and I can work it. Whether I'm at home or in the office, I'm happy to answer those on into the evening, because a lot of you are going to be working on homework in the evening. And so I'm happy to answer those. You just have to send them to me, and then I'll do a picture and send it back to you with help on how to work the problem. Sometimes I'll ask for your scratch work so you can show me your scratch work. Sometimes you may just be missing a sign, and that's what's causing you to get them wrong. I also have the policy on academic integrity. I don't require that you send me an email, but I think it's important that you read it, because I don't require proctoring during our exams. I rely on you to be honest and take your test honestly and not look up answers. I give you summary sheets that you can use on your test. Use those. You can use a calculator. but I ask that you not look up things because that's just going to be detrimental in any other math class you take or any class you take at Calhoun. You need to be on your honor and taking them yourself. Again, here's the financial aid code. If you do not have an ALEX code, there is no excuse for not getting into ALEX and working these first 14 days because I've given you a free code. Please use it and then get your 18-week code as soon as you can. All right, so on up at the top, that was the announcement. Under course information, if you click on that, you're going to find, here's where I've got, there's my picture, there I am. I'm going to be putting this video in replace of this one that I had from the fall, so that'll go on there in just a few minutes. Then we have our syllabus. You can click on that and your Math 100 syllabus, here it is. You need to read through it. I've put, again, the 18-week code with the ISBN over here. Your Math 98 code could still work. You've got to email me and let me check it. You need a good scientific calculator, which is a good one. I like this TI-30XS multi-view. In the live orientation, I'll show you a picture, or I'll hold it up for the camera so you can see what it looks like. It's kind of light blue and white, but I really like it because it shows fractions as fractions look, and it shows exponents, which we'll be doing a lot of exponents. It shows exponents, how exponents should look. Technology policy. ALEX, the reason I have you purchase an ALEX code, that's where all our homework and our chapter quizzes are located. So all the work that you do that is graded pretty much is in ALEX except for one discussion that I'll have you do. Some expectations. I expect you to read my announcements each week. I will be sending an announcement on Monday mornings, usually every week, to kind of give you an idea of what you need to be working on for the week. Stay in communication with me, whether it's through email or definitely through Remind. Remind is the quickest way to get in touch with me because I may not see an email pop up. Plan. We're going to look at the calendar, and I want you to plan for this next 8 weeks because this is a mini term and you're going to need to do some planning. I've got videos in Blackboard for you to watch when you're working on your homework. I recorded them in order to help you, so they took a lot of time. So watch those videos because I think they're useful. And then ask questions because that's the reason that I'm here. I'm here to help you be successful, and you've got to ask questions if you have them. Our grading system, 30% is going to be our homework that you're working in ALEX. We're going to have 2 chapter tests. That's going to be 40% of your grade. There's a final exam that counts 25% of your grade. The final exam is not going to be completely comprehensive. It's going to be mainly the last part of the class that we cover, but it's going to have a few of the topics that we cover towards the beginning of those chapters. It'll have some of those in there as well, but just not as heavy as it will the last part of the class. And then there'll be a 5% part of your grade that's the discussion project. Now, that is 5% of your total grade, so it's important that you do this discussion. It's going to be after we finish rational expressions, so it's going to be probably due mid-April. It'll be on our calendar. We'll look on our calendar. So I don't have it posted yet because it's after we finish rational expressions. All right, my office hours. This is an online class, so you can email me anytime you want to, but if you want to come and see me, usually I'm in Decatur's on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm in Huntsville on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then Friday's a toss-up. Excuse me. Sometimes I'm in Huntsville, sometimes I'm in Decatur. We only work half days on Fridays. Use Remind to text me if you have a question. I answer them in the evenings. Like I said, I answer them on weekends. I want you to ask questions. Let me get some water. I want you to ask questions because that's how I know, what maybe other people in the class are having trouble with. So don't think you're the only one that may struggle, may have a question, may not understand something. I have 2 offices. One is in Decatur in the Chastain Center on the 2nd floor, and the other one is in Huntsville in Sparkman. Both of those offices are located inside Star Institute. So Star Institute is where you can come and get tutoring. I'm the director of Star Institute, so I'm in charge of all of that. So I'm here to help you get your tutoring done as well. Absences. This first week I'm working on absences as far as completing those 3 tasks that I asked you to do. After that, I will I will be watching attendance based on you making your due dates, hitting your due dates on time, and working on your homework and going at the rate that I think you need to go. You need to count on, because this is an online class and it's a 4-hour class, most of the time you're going to be spending about 8 hours a week working on homework in this class, because ALEKS is mastery based. It's not something where you can just finish a chapter of homework in one night. You've got to prioritize your time. Now, the final exam, we're going to have a final exam that's going to be due on May the 4th. That is going to be taken just like you take the other exams. You do not have to come on campus to take it. But remember, I want you on your honor. The last day to withdraw from this course is going to be April 17th. Always have a discussion with me before you do that, because sometimes it could affect your financial aid, so we need to kind of check on things. I don't anticipate people needing to withdraw, because I'm here to help you be successful, so we're going to get through this class. I've got some things on here you can read about plagiarism and cheating, and then on this page I've got all the topics that we're going to cover. Again, about the final exam, when it is, the discussion that we're going to do. The discussion, remember, is 5% of your grade. Again, I've got the attendance policy. This is all, as you can see on the side, fine print, fine print. Last day to withdraw. If you have a disability that requires any kind of services, here's the number to call on Decatur. They're located mainly in Decatur. They're on both campuses, but you can go and talk to Dr. Ina Smith, and she can help you with any accommodations that you have. If you have a complaint about me, you can locate the complaint procedure. It's in the catalog. I've given you a link. Communication, I've talked to you about that. Star Institute, this is where you can come and get help for tutoring. So if I'm not available, you can get a virtual appointment with a tutor from Star Institute. You can come on campus. We love to see you on campus. We're open physically from 9 to 5, Monday through Thursday. And then we're online all day long, all the way up until 8 o'clock at night is the last appointment you can book at night. And then on Fridays, we're online only from 8 to 12. I have really good tutors. They're very good in math. All of them are very well versed. The ones that are the math tutors are very well versed in Math 100 and can help you. So if you can't get me, you can use them, and I'm happy for you to do that. Sometimes I may tell you, hey, you need to hop on and let's make an appointment. If you need help doing that, I can help you do that. You make appointments through your My Calhoun page. There is a Star Institute logo where you can click on it and go through and tell what class you're needing help with, because it doesn't necessarily have to be my class. It could be English. It could be biology. There's, whatever classes you're taking. I pretty much have a tutor that can help you. Your other resource for tutoring is tutor.com. That is a service that Calhoun pays for. So again, all of this is free. You can get on tutor.com late at night after Star closes and on the weekends when Star is not open. So you can get online with them and they can also assist you. You're allowed, I think I've got you set at 120 minutes per week. You can also drop off papers with them if you're working on a paper on the weekend. And you can't send it to one of my tutors yet. You can drop off a paper with them and work with them that way. So lots of ways to get some assistance. All right, let's look at the calendar real quick. Now the calendar I have on here is I did 98 and 100 both, so I'm going to scroll down because we're in March. So here's the Math 100 starts on this March 6th of the calendar, so page 3. So you can see I've got where the second mini term starts, when I'm going to have that first orientation session, 7 o'clock tomorrow night, orientation number 2, work on the knowledge check, and then you're going to be working on chapter 6. Chapter 6 is factoring. So we end 98 with exponents and polynomials, where you're doing exponent rules and things like that. So we're starting with chapter 6 with factoring. So that's where most of your homework will start. All right. And then you can see I've got due dates on here. I've got spring break in here. Even during spring break, you probably need to be working on some math, because this is a mini term. We got to get things done. You can see there on April 16th is when I've got the rational expression discussion due. I'll post it sometime when we start rational expressions. Those of you that may want to work ahead, let me just address that. If you want to work ahead in this class, I'm happy for you to do that. You can work through it as quickly as you want to. If you find that it's time to take a test according to according to when you are finishing homework, if you're supposed to have a test or a quiz, if it's not open yet, I'm happy to open those for you. You just have to let me know. All right, the other things that are in course information, the course overview, our objectives, where you can get help. I've talked about that, but if it's tech help, you can get help with Alex through this phone number. But most of the time I can troubleshoot your Alex questions, so send them to me first. Our communication policy, that's the communication policy on campus, but again, I've told you to join Remind. All right, so I'm going to go back to that first announcement, and I'm going to show you, I've got the links for you to join Remind, start your Alex, get into Alex, that kind of thing, so be sure and do that. Then under course content, if you click on that, you're going to see there's another way to get into Alex. You can click on that button and you can go to the Alex site. I'll also have broken down by chapter or topics what we're doing in the class. So if I click on exponents and polynomials, you can see that I've got the learning objectives for our exponents and polynomials. If you need to go back and review that before hitting on factoring, go ahead and do that. And I may have thrown some exponents into the class, so you may see some in there anyway. You can see I've got videos. So I've got videos on all of the courses. I'm going to go over here to factoring, and you can see I've got all the factoring videos right here. And I've got them broken down by the types of factoring, and that's usually by section. Now, some of you may have a workbook. Normally, I require the workbook, but the bookstore did not do a bundle with the 18-week code, so I did not require it, but it is there if you want to go purchase a workbook. The videos go along with the workbook. What it does is it just makes it easier where you don't have to write down everything that I'm saying in the video. Mainly what you need to do is write down the problems that I work, because sometimes I'll work them and then I'll stop and I'll say, okay, you work this one. So follow along with those videos. I've tried not to make them very long. When we get into the rational expression chapter, the next chapter after factoring, some of those videos can get a little longer because there's more things to cover and the problems take a little bit longer to work. When it's time to do a discussion, you will click on the discussion page. I will be sure and remind you to get in there and do that discussion. If you want to get online with me for our orientation sessions, you'll click on that Blackboard Collaborate button, and then you will go to our course room, and then you will join the course room. And that's where I'll be tomorrow night, Monday night at 7, and Tuesday night at 7, so that you can kind of listen to some of the same things in person, but then you can also ask questions. So anytime you would like, after those orientation sessions, if you want to do a video chat, something with me, let me know that, because we can get in that Blackboard Collaborate anytime. Calhoun email, that's how you can send an email to me, or you can just, I put my email address on the syllabus, you can just send it straight to me from your Calhoun email. Course evaluation, you're going to be you're doing the course evaluation towards the end of the course, so you can let me know if I need to make changes, what you thought about the class. I like to look at those each semester because it just gives me some ideas for the next semester. So I know some of the things people have said in the past that they like the orientation sessions, so that's why I've continued them. If you would like to do review sessions before we have tests, let me know that. I can get on Collaborate and we can do a review session if you have questions. I'm happy to do all those things. Here's where tutor.com is located. You can click on there. That button should be in every course shell of every course that you're taking. So like if you go to tutor.com from this course, it should recognize that you're in a math class and that you're probably going to need math help. If you go to tutor.com from your English class, then it should recognize that you're wanting help in English, but it's still going to ask you. For your grades are more accurate in Alex. So I like for you to look at the Alex gradebook instead of the Blackboard gradebook. So I have it hidden. I can always open it up, but sometimes I just worry that the grades aren't floating over from Alex to Blackboard like they should. So your Alex gradebook is always going to be the accurate one. So let's look at Alex. I'm going to click on Alex assignments. The first time you go in here, it's going to do that little launch screen like you just saw, but it's going to ask you if you want to pair, and you'll get a little box that has my name in it. Be sure you're clicking on the box with my name in it, and then it'll take you over to Alex. Now, when you come into Alex, it's not going to look like this because I'm the teacher. I'm going to go in. Here is the student view of Alex. When you first get into Alex, it is going to take you through a tools tutorial. Okay? That tools tutorial you'll have to go through it, and it's going to show you how to do exponents in Alex, how to graph in Alex, how to put a fraction in Alex. So you'll go through that tools tutorial, take you maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then it's going to start you on an initial knowledge check. That initial knowledge check is what I want you to finish in these first 3 days so that you can go ahead and get started in Alex. So after you finish the initial knowledge check, you're going to get a page that looks like this. And you can see I've got a nice little circle pie here, and I've got some yellow filled in. Well, when I did the initial knowledge check, I said that I didn't know a lot about what we're doing in this course. So I had 3 topics. So that means that it gave me 3 topics that I'm not going to have to do in homework. Your pie will look completely different from mine because every pie is going to look a little bit different depending on how long ago you took algebra. If you remember anything from taking, and this would have been algebra 2, if you remember anything, you'll get credit for that. And then it won't be in your homework as we're working along. Now, listen very carefully to what I have to say. Do not look up things for this knowledge check and work them because you think you're going to get out of homework. Sure, you're going to get out of homework and your pie will be filled, but that's going to be a red flag to me that says, especially if it's filled and, it didn't take you very much time. It's going to just be a clue that you may have looked some things up. So I'm going to ask you about that, and don't be offended if I do. If you did it, awesome. Maybe you don't need to be in 100. Maybe you need to be in 110 or 112. So I could try and see if there's any math 110 or 112 mini terms that we can move you to. The key is I need you to be honest when you're taking the knowledge check. Use a calculator, use your scratch paper, take your time, but don't use other sites to work problems for you because it's not going to be helpful later on when you're trying to work things to practice so that you can do well on tests. All right, so when you get into homework, you're going to have a Start My Path page, and it's going to start your path, and it's going to put you into the problems that Alex says you're ready to work. So it wants me to find greatest common factors first. So I would say, okay, what's the greatest common factor between 18 and 32? So you can do different things. I'm a list maker, so I like it when they make a list. They make a list of everything that multiplies to get 18, everything that multiplies to get 32. The highest thing that is in both of these lists is the number 2. So that's the greatest common factor of 18 and 32. Remember, I have got videos on all of these. So let me show you. Over here on the right-hand side, you also have some tools. Now, Alex has blocked out the calculator, but that's the calculator that's on the computer. So you can use a calculator yourself if you want to use a calculator. Go ahead and use it. Videos, these would be Alex videos that would be on just this particular topic on greatest common factoring. So it will be kind of like a chunk of my video, probably about 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes long. It'll do an explanation of just this particular thing. They're very useful as well. Use them if my videos are not helpful. You can look at a page in the book. It'll show you an example page, just like this is an explain page. It's the same thing. You could look up a dictionary if there are words that you don't understand, factor, common. You can look those up in the dictionary. The Message Center would send an email to me with this exact problem on it, and you could put in the body, I'm having trouble with this, I keep getting the numbers not right, and I would get that email. It's quicker to send me a screenshot with Remind, though, and just take a picture. It's just a lot quicker because I have to answer you. I have to log into Alex to answer you on those messages. I can't just answer straight from my email. Print, if you want to print anything, then you could print this problem. So then you would click start when you're after the explanation, and then here you go, you're ready to start problems for you. So greatest common factor of 24 and 39, I would put in an answer. Let's see, the factors of, there's fewer factors in 39, 113. I think the answer is 3. So I'm going to put in a 3, and then I'm going to check it. And look at there, I got it correct. And notice up in the top, Alex gave me credit, put a little green bar up here in my bars. Notice there's 5 bars going across. The way Alex works is mastery based. And when I click next, I'm going to get another problem, just like that last one, with 2 other numbers. You're going to have to find the greatest common factor of 38 and 48 now. And then you would put in an answer, and Alex is going to keep filling in these bars when you get them right. If you get them right 3 times in a row, Alex is like, you know what? You don't have to work this 5 times. We're going to move on to a new topic. And so Alex will then move you to a new topic. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying that Alex is mastery based, that you have to work problems multiple times to earn them in your homework. When you go back to your pie, you'll see your pie start filling in. All right, so I meant to go back to the pie. So when you go back to your pie, you'll see it will start filling in. It'll start giving you these circles, or these pieces of pie will start filling in with their colors. Over here on the right, you can see the colors that align with each one. Now on the left, when we're in here, notice 0 of 18 topics completed. So it tells me that I've got to do some work before March 16th. That's when this chapter is due. So over here on the right side, or on the left side, you will always know where you sit as far as how many of the topics you need to complete and when they are due. Again, also after you have worked some, it'll say continue my path here instead of start your path. If you click on the 3 lines in Alex, learn takes you into homework. Okay, that's where we were a while ago. If you want to review, you can review some things. Learn is where you need to be most of the time. When it's time to take a test, you will find and do a review. Those will be under assignments. If you want to create a worksheet, if you finish early, sometimes people like to create worksheets and do extra. That's fine, but don't do worksheets unless you finished your homework. The calendar my calendar is more accurate because I've got everything in my calendar. This is just the due dates in Alex. Your grade book, when you click on grade book, again, it's going to give you your grade book, and I know that this one is very accurate. Right now, I don't have a grade at all because I will not have a grade until that homework is due on March 16th. Then I'll start having an overall grade, and it will give me grades per chapter. And then it'll continue to average your grades as you have due dates. Okay, let's see. Anything else in there? Message Center, there it is again. If you want to contact me, and again, if you want to look at a textbook, dictionary, resources would be. Let's click on resources. PDF test reviews. Now those are test reviews. Those are probably old ones. Don't know if they're as accurate. I need to look at those. All right, so go back to my home page, and I'm back to my pie. Again, we're going to be filling this pie as we go along. Your knowledge check is, no harm, no foul on your knowledge check. It is what it is. It's just setting your homework. So please, please remember to be honest when you're working on that homework. All right. Our session has ended in Alex. I'm going to go back to Blackboard. And I'm back to our main page in Blackboard. Please let me know if you have any questions as you're going along. I am here to help you. I am your cheerleader. I am going to be your question answerer. I'm going to be your instructor, but I'm here if you have needs, let me know. If something happens and that you are not going to make a due date, let me know. The important thing is you stay in communication with me. All right, that's all I have for you. Be sure and get started and have an awesome day, an awesome week, and we'll be talking soon. Have a great day.